So, how you been?
Uh, Happy Thanksgiving. Oh wait, it already happened. Thanksgiving happened. It's Black Friday. Woo 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 woo.
Well, at the time this comes out, it'll be the week after Black Friday, but that's besides the point. It's been a week or so since we last recorded.
Yes, we
Um,
recorded the two. Well, the episode that you're gonna hear next, well, that you heard before this, we is not the last one we recorded. The last one
yeah,
we
it's
recorded was the 200th episode special.
yeah.
Ew.
Oh
So this
boy,
is 201.
202.
This is 202. Oh,
Yeah,
gross.
yeah. We've been we've been going. We've been doing this for almost 4 years. Shit.
Gross.
Yeah, but it's been a week or so. We're coming off of Thanksgiving. I was in a coma for half of yesterday after the food.
Yeah. Well, we were originally gonna record at 7, and I called Bill. One, because I wanted to work out. But two, also I was already getting sleepy, and I was like, if we record at 7, I'm not gonna make it because I'm
Yeah,
still recovering from the food coma from yesterday.
yeah. Oh boy, that was an interesting day though. It was one of the weather's been pretty crappy up here lately. Like we've been had like nothing but rain lately, and which is
Yeah.
fine. I mean, we had like no rain for like a good while there,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was kind of
Not bad to drive in though. I think the drive was like 2 hours for us to get home, and then we got there and we enjoyed a nice Thanksgiving with our family. And then we drove back, and the drive back was not as fun as the
no,
drive.
because we got stuck behind a drunk driver like the entire way.
Yeah, like, and we just couldn't get around him, because it was kind of scary to try and get. Eventually, we did, when we had to switch lanes. But yeah, it was a little scary on the way home.
We were only ahead of him for literal out of the 2 hour drive. There was only like a brief like 5 minute like dispute that we had where we were ahead of him, and then we got caught in the slow lane traffic, and he got ahead of us again. But thankfully by that point he was gone. So
Yeah, turn where we were going, so it
yeah,
was fine.
yeah, that was bizarre though. Like I remember at one point like that like freaky. There was that freaky point where he started like just like swerving uncontrollably all over the
Yeah.
highway, and
Well,
like
he was just being very erratic. There was no pattern to it or anything. Like, it was just like, what the fuck is he gonna do next? Uh,
well, basically he would just brake randomly, like
yeah,
slam the brakes all the like at no point. And then like he would like get up if like he caught somebody in the fast because he would not get out of the fast lane. He was just
yeah.
staying there. Um
But he would
he
get
he would
mad when people passed him.
yeah, like he would start swerving to try and keep people from passing him. And then he'd get up on people's butts like that were in the fast lane, and he'd just ride them until they either and basically until they just couldn't take it anymore and they'd get out of his way. Like, it
Yeah.
was bizarre the entire way. Like at first, I thought it might just be like a guy texting or something, but no, this guy was so erratic. Like he had to have been drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a fun ride home. And then
Yeah,
I
no, it was definitely. And it was like by the time we both got home, we were like, all right, bye, see ya. We just like went in our houses and went. You fell asleep on the couch. I almost did. I was watching a little bit. I was finishing. I have like two more episodes and I'm done with the show, and then I can add it to my list because I'm gonna fucking win. There's no contest in our anime episode, but I'm making a contest of I'm gonna watch the most. So I'm
lovely.
making it a contest. Fuck you guys.
I like how we have like a set like format for that, but we still like there's like no real rules to how you calculate what you consider an entry in your
I'm
list. So,
going by my anime list, but I'm going by what it considers an entry. So
yeah, like I'm counting all in the individual like OVAs and like
yeah, and like the
movies and
seasons,
specials.
like I'm
Yeah.
counting it like as like season 1, season 2, season 3, because that's like a good chunk. Like that's like a normal like a series length. So I'm going by the seasons. And I think we did that last year too.
Yeah, we did.
I'm
I don't
going
know
by
if
my mal entries.
I'm counting like because I use AnyList and like AnyList counts everything like a lot of things are separate, like say the My Happy Marriage OVA that just came out.
Yeah,
That technically comes up as a separate entry, so I count that
yeah,
as a
Mal
separate entry.
does too. I counted that separate too.
Hmm.
Yeah, because there's like a couple shows. Like I was watching, I watched Bungo Stray Dogs a while ago, and I originally thought that the OVA was just an episode, but it was the same thing of I think of My Happy Marriage, where it was just like a little here you go before the next season, you know.
Yeah,
What was that?
it was called the
What are
ginger
you
ale.
drinking? A Canada Dry ginger ale. How many calories? What are the facts?
210 calories.
Oh my god. Any nutritional information you want to give?
It's better than most sodas, but not really good for you either.
You know what? I'll take it. You gave me the calories, so that is something. And Bill, do you want to hear what I'm drinking?
What are you drinking?
I am drinking a Gatorade Zero Sugar Glacier Cherry. It's not my favorite flavor, but I felt like changing it up from the usual lemon. Turn that fucking music off right now. So I got Glacial Cherry. As you can see, there's zero sugar. Wait, where the fat? Oh, okay. There's 10 calories per bottle. There's 591 milliliters in a serving size bottle. 0% fat, 12% sodium. Sodium. Do you know what sodium is, Bill? What else? Zero sugar, zero carbs, zero protein, and 80 milligrams of potassium. What else? What else is in here?
I've forgotten what you're
Refrigerate
even
after
drinking at this
opening.
point.
I'm drinking a Gatorade Zero, Bill. A Gatorade Zero Glacier Cherry. What else? Do you want to know the comments number? You can give them a comment. Gatorade.com.
I'm good.
Did you like my facts?
No.
Cares? You take that stupid bar down. I wish I could have a bar.
Oh boy. But yeah.
I get a bar that says "Shut the fuck up, Bill."
No.
Why not? How do I get one? How do I get a bar?
You don't.
What? No, that's not fair. How do I get one?
You get your own StreamYard account and start paying for it.
Wait, if I actually do get one, does that give me privileges?
I don't think so.
Damn it! Fuck you! I want it. You know what? Just for that, you get bricks.
Good.
Bricks. Just
yeah.
kidding. Look at my house. It's so fancy. It's so fancy.
It's so what? Oh, now you're drowning.
No, it's the going. Oh, you can't see it because of the chair. Actually, see, I have my Christmas tree up behind me.
Oh yeah, because it's officially past Thanksgiving, so now it's officially acceptable for Christmas.
I won't lie, I decorated the day before Thanksgiving because I had it off and I had nothing to do that day, so I decorated.
Yeah, but at least it's well, you waited at least outside until after Thanksgiving, so at least it's
socially
acceptable.
I did outside today, and I looked across the street, and my neighbor had started decorating for Christmas, and I said, "That is my opening that I can decorate for Christmas outside." So I did it, and it looks fabulous.
Nice.
Fabulous. So Bill.
What?
On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate the likelihood of you letting me say more facts next year? 10. Yes, I agree. 10.
I'm gonna say it's gonna not change at all.
So 10. 10 as in it's happening because it's in our contract.
I can say no, but she'll still do it. Like it's not like.
Yes. They're my facts. Everyone loves my facts.
I'm sure they do.
They do. Zach and Matt love my pot. I couldn't speak their names for a second. My brain was not functioning. The word.
You were so stressed out during that podcast that you killed your stress ball.
I did, but don't worry, I still love this guy.
Well, yeah, break that one too.
No, this one I've had for like 2 years and still going strong. I'm not breaking this one.
Lovely.
Could you hear that?
Anyways, so
could you hear it?
Not really, but
damn it. I know, I am really sad. I miss my Ducky stress ball. It was so nice and squishy. This one's squishy too, but it's a different squish. Like the other one was like a solid squish, like a very like this one's just like you can see it. Just
I still have that cat stress ball that you gave me.
where is it?
It's sitting somewhere in my living room.
Go
That's the
grab
cat.
it. Go grab
No.
it. We can both have cat stress balls. This one's also
No.
a cat.
I'm
Look
not
at
going
it.
upstairs.
Look at it.
Lovely.
Look at it. Look.
Yeah, so today though is don't do
It
that.
kissed the camera. It kissed the camera. It loves you, man. It's like I love you. The cat stretch ball.
Anyways, so today was Black Friday, and
Yes.
Black Friday, like
Wait.
all
What are you thankful for, Bill?
no, we didn't die on the way home yesterday.
No, do an actual what it's our closest to Thanksgiving podcast that it will be. What are you thankful for, Bill?
That we didn't die on the way home yesterday.
Good answer.
Yeah. Also, they're thankful that we didn't die today because people on Black Friday are fucking insane.
Yeah, they were. They were. But it's
So-
Black Friday, guys. And we decided to venture out of our houses. And we regretted every second.
So it's always funny because Black Friday is like a week-long thing now, and you'd
Well,
think
it's
that
like a month long. Like it's like
Yeah,
almost
it
like a
gets-
multiple weeks.
it gets longer and longer every year, I swear. But like it's like this like longer drawn out thing, but you'd swear to God, people are still just as insane on the actual day than they are.
It's not as bad as it used to be in the past, though.
It's still pretty bad though.
Like you don't see people fighting, like fist
Well,
fighting
we
anymore.
also didn't go to Walmart.
Yeah, but I don't think Walmart has been that bad, like as it used to be. Like where people would camp outside. Like no one does that anymore. Like no one camps outside stores anymore for Black Friday deals.
It's mostly online these days, which
Yeah,
contributes a lot to the lack of craziness. But you'll never stop the people from going out because there are still people who would prefer to get it immediately as opposed to later.
oh yeah, definitely.
But I've noticed over the years though, like the best places to go Black Friday shopping are like the niche places because there's gonna be people there, but for the most part, it's gonna be just a small niche rather than a horde.
Yeah,
And also you don't need like 5 TVs every year.
yeah. I don't know what people do, but some people do.
Because everyone needs that brand new TV every year. I don't know
No.
why.
It's just like the phones. Like no one needs a new phone every year. Your phone's fine until Apple eventually or whatever company brand phone makes it so that your phone can't function anymore just because they want you to buy the new one.
Yep.
Apple. How fucking dare you?
No, Apple's
That's what's
got-
happening to my watch right now. My watch is getting to that point where it just like doesn't cooperate anymore, which sucks.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, so we decided to go out today. We were going to hit up some smaller stores just to get out of the house, mostly to walk off Thanksgiving because
Yes.
I exercised this morning and I still could probably use some more exercise today.
Yeah, I'm gonna exercise after we record. I'm gonna go on the rower. But we planned to target at least we picked a couple stores we wanted to go to. We wanted to go to probably one of the first stores the first store I ever bought figures from. Which when I bought figures the first time, it was definitely more niche than it is now. We went there. And then we went to a mall, which had another figure store, but also like gaming store as well, a Newberry Comics and a Barnes and Noble. And then lastly, we hit up another niche store that's actually pretty close to us that I hadn't gone to, but Bill had gone to. So we only went to 4 stores because we were kind of after going to the stores in the mall, we were kind of peopled out. Oh,
Yeah.
we went to 5 stores. I'm lied. Then we also got cannolis.
Oh right, yeah. the least hectic place we went today.
Yes, the most wonderful place. We'll talk about those
Well,
at the end.
actually, the first place wasn't hectic at all, and we'll
No.
actually start with that.
Yeah.
So we started off our journey today by not dying on the highway. There was definitely some questionable people on the highway.
Yeah.
And we went to this like collectible comics and collectibles store that's like the appeal of going there before was because they had a really massive like figure selection like right out front.
Yeah.
Um, but the
And they
store
would
is kind.
constantly be bringing in new stuff. Like they used to always post on their Facebook page, like, "Oh, new arrivals, new things, new items," and it was always cool because sometimes like I would see them and I'd be like, I got one of my favorite JoJo's figures, um, of John, no, not John, Joseph Joestar, when he was like the main Joestar lead, and it's like a bust of him. It's wicked cool. Like it's probably my coolest figure that I own. And I remember seeing them post it and then going, I'm going to buy that. And I went to the store and be like, give me. And I bought it.
Yeah.
Which was really nice, but they kind of like stopped posting and it it just I guess we'll describe how it went today. And it kind of sums up how the store's going.
Yeah,
Um
it we kind of popped in and I noticed right away that so I kind of took note of the fact that so the anime weeb stuff is slowly becoming more of a niche again. Like I think the bubble like has kind of popped for that kind of collecting, and it's kind of where it's going back to kind of where it was before pandemic, where it was a very niche hobby
Well,
again.
unless it's like a specialty store that's specializing in anime centric, like the one we went to at the mall. Like, unless it's that, if it's just a generalized like collectible store, they're pulling away from the anime stuff.
Yeah, and that store's primary. So that store has. We're not going to name it by name just because I don't want to put them on blast
Yeah.
or anything. But yeah, their primary thing is they're a comic shop. But they have a lot of just kind of junk like all over the store.
Yeah, it's definitely when a store is like not upkept and it's also in like a basement, so you like go down on the lower level and that's how you get there. And where it's dark, it's unkept, and it's in a basement and it's kind of stinky. Uh your likelihood of wanting to buy stuff goes out the door pretty quickly.
Yeah. Like we kind of went through the figure selection and it doesn't look like they've updated the figures in a while. Like it's mostly stuff that
Honestly, it was most of the figures that we had seen that had been there the last time with not really anything new.
yeah. It was like we kind of
If
went through and
anything, it was more of the same ones.
yeah, no, and they kind of shifted stuff around too. Like they pushed the anime stuff farther back.
But also, it was kind of no rhyme or reason to where anything was.
Yeah, like it was just kind of like it really felt like they'd kind of just given up.
Yeah, which is kind of sad because like you never want to see a store that, but like because even like we came in, the guy's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't put any signs out, but we have Black Friday deals." And it was just kind of you were automatically interested, like locked in of like, okay, they don't really give a shit.
No, and like even like so we'll get into it later, but I'm kind of getting back into like collecting comics again.
Yeah,
And I found a shelf that had a whole bunch of stuff that I was curious to look at, and it was like shoved in a corner and not really easy to look through. And I was kind of like, not feeling it today. So we ended up just kind of we did the rounds of the store and then we kind of just left, mostly because it smelled like mildew in there pretty bad.
mildew and bo. And bo. It was a mix of both. Yeah, and it was just kind of sad because they have a lot of really cool stuff. They just don't display it well, and like you wouldn't even know it's there. It's just sad. Like it's just sad. Like if they just put a little because that whole back section has a lot of interesting like one-off stuff that like you wouldn't necessarily see anywhere, but it's just so dark and dank. You're just like, okay, I want to get out of here.
Yeah, like there was an entire section of like long boxes, probably full of some pretty interesting, like unique, like old comics, but like it's such a weird like area that it's like hard to even look through. It's so dark and just not pleasant that I was kind of
Yeah.
like, yeah, this isn't even really worth like sifting through.
Yeah, and I know it was always kind of dark, but at least like I don't know, it seemed like they cared a little bit more, and it just seemed like that they didn't really care anymore about the store, and it just I don't know, the experience just kind of went like it just I don't know, just
You know,
wasn't
it's
as good.
bad when you pull into the parking lot and there's not a soul around, and then you go down and we were there for like maybe like 10 minutes, and like I think one other person showed up and they left immediately.
Yeah, they were like in and out right away, and we were like, okay. like we were talking on the way home, and I was just like, I definitely wouldn't want to go there alone. Like, I don't know if I would feel. It's not in the greatest area of Connecticut either, which like it's never really we've never had issues, but definitely there I was like, okay, this place kind of sucks. So that might have been our last trip there. In all honesty, might not be going back there.
Yeah, I mean, I might go by myself to check out those comics again, just like because I don't want to have like I might have to go forensically in there. I don't want to
yeah,
have to put you through that. So
yeah, yeah.
because
But
I
the start
realist
of oh,
I was gonna say realistically, if I was gonna go through, I'd probably have to get down and like kind of equally go through that entire selection they had to find anything I was looking for. But it was just such a I didn't want to waste because you were pretty much over it by that point. I'm like, yeah, I'm not
it
gonna
was stinky.
make you go sit through this because it would have been an ordeal.
Yeah. But we cut our losses and we said, you know what? On to the next one. And we went to the mall.
Yeah, so there's like a couple malls in our area that are still somewhat living. There's also one that's decrepit as hell, but we don't.
The one we went to today is pretty lively.
Yeah, there's two that are fairly still alive, and then there's one that's pretty decrepit in our area.
Hmm.
But this one, it's kind of like our regular stop, mostly because it has a couple specific stores that are worth going to.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went over to this mall and classic, the classic first thing I do whenever I go to this mall is I go use the bathroom
Bill had to take
because
a poop.
yeah,
Bill pooped. Bill pooped in the mall. He pooped in the sink. They blasted over the intercom.
anyways,
I love
was
messing with you. It's my favorite activity. Did you know?
anyways,
Hot
so we
take.
ended up going in there and there was like a radio DJ like set up and there was like this
It was like a radio station was set up in the mall and they were blasting music. But when we first came in, they were like having some sort of like contest or something, like where there was a crowd. We were like, what the fuck? I just want to go home.
yeah, I'm like
Well,
there's too many
immediately
people.
our introverted selves were just like, this was a mistake.
I wouldn't say I'm introverted, but I was kind of like I was like I don't want
I
anything to do
am.
with that.
I am introverted.
I just don't have patience for like big crowds like that because I'm always like, yeah. Like when you're at a place with a specific like purpose and there's some other event going on, it's kind of like it's like if say you go to like a convention, but then there's a separate convention that's going on and it's like more obnoxious than your convention, and you're just like, I don't want to be near that.
They're like,
Um
that stupid Tuttenstein. No,
to be fair, like there was like 6 people at that, I swear.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But did you reference that old fucking like children's cartoon right now?
Yeah.
I haven't thought about that. Yeah, look up that if you want to.
I saw someone posted the intro of it. No, and I was like, oh my god, I love Tuttenstein. What was the actual? What was the actual thing that was happening at the same time?
It was just some like Egyptian pyramid thing,
Yeah.
like National Geographic's convention.
Anyways, back to the story
Yeah, so
of our day.
we ended up going to Barnes and Noble, which is Barnes and Nobles are fun because there's like just a shit ton of them around us.
Yeah.
But then like in other places, they're like bookstores are interesting like that.
Mm.
But yeah, we went into there and we went to the manga section, and Alex literally like I think like
Well,
four.
yeah, I got 4 books. So the first one, we both got the same one. We both got Dragon Ball. Your book's upside down. Dragon Ball Super Volume 22.
This isn't supposed to be out yet at the
Yeah, it
time of
wasn't
this
supposed to be.
recording.
I don't think any of these were supposed to be out yet. Maybe. But then that was all Bill got, and then I got Welcome to Demon School Aruma, Volume 11. Look at him. Look at his grandpa. Look at Grandma's sexual face. Why are they looking like that? Anyways, Grandpa's my favorite character, along with Aruma. But I got the newest one. Yay! And that also wasn't.
And you would have
supposed to be out yet.
completely missed that if I hadn't pointed it out.
Oh yeah. Well yeah. So Bill pointed that out and I was like, shit, I gotta go back and look at some of the other ones because then I got Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 24, which also I believe was not supposed to be out yet.
Barnes and Noble don't give a fuck.
There's a dead fingy on the back. And then I got a surprise one because those were all like ones that I was collecting. But then I was like looking at the JoJo stuff and I was like, what the fuck is this? And then they did like this JoJo's spin-off with Whole Horse, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Shining Diamond Demonic Heartbreak, which happens to, it revolves around the main character, Josuke, the Joestar, and then Whole Horse, which was from part 3. He was a character from part 3, so he's in part 4. Because Whole Horse is great. You just love to make fun of him. But yeah, so like this was like an unexpected one, but yeah, I got this one. So, and this is volume 1, so there might be more than one, maybe 1 or 2. But yeah, so unexpected, but I grabbed it. Now I can put them on the shelf.
Yeah. What room? You have no room on that shelf.
Shut up! I'll make room.
You need to buy.
Well, no, I can probably extend my bookends a little farther and have it kind of go slightly over the edge, and I can fit a couple more before I have to bring out a new bookshelf.
You're just gonna turn your guest room into your manga reading room.
Well, I am planning on renovating that room because I'd like to make it more of a like it's a guest room, but it's also like a usable space for me. Because I'm gonna be painting the walls, but I want to turn like the bed sideways and make it almost like a daybed couch situation. I have plans for that room, okay? Because I'd like to make it like a reading nook / work, like a usable room, basically. I want it to be more usable, but it's a work in progress for now.
Yeah. Yeah, Barnes and Noble is always fun, although that was probably the craziest line we had all day.
Yeah, that line took a little bit, and it's always funny when you see like people like just stay in the line and then they're just like whatever, fuck it, and they get out. And I was like okay with this people in front of us because they kept holding up the line. I was like, thank God.
Yeah, the distracted people who don't pay attention when the line moves, and then they're like, oh shit, right.
Pay attention. But and then we both were good souls and we bought books to donate for kids.
Yeah, Barnes and Noble does this thing like every Christmas season where you'll buy something and then they'll be like, would you like to donate a book to charity? And it's like, sure. Like I always say yes. I think last year, because I made so many trips during my manga collecting phase to Barnes and Noble, I ended up donating like 12 books. I think I had literally given them every book they had to offer. So there's that.
Nice.
But yeah, so we went to Barnes and Noble and then we doubled back over to there's a Newbury Comics in that mall, and Newbury Comics is like kind of like a local chain to this area of comic shops, but they're like pop culture stores at this point. Like they have CDs, records, a whole bunch of junk, a lot of pop figures because stores still think pop figures do pop figures still sell? I have no idea anymore.
I don't know. I mean, I guess like people are still buying them, so I'm guessing they still make a bunch of them.
I have one right here, but I mean,
some of them are cool. Some of them are like too much though. Like I'm like, you don't need a pop figure in every single different shade of blue of the same character. Like I think we're good.
I mean, they were cool to collect until we discovered anime figures, which are just more interesting. Like just figurines in general are more interesting than pop figures. Pop figures are very
meh.
They were cute for a little bit, and then
everyone's like intro step into like collecting, like figurines.
They're a start of it, that's for sure.
You either continue the journey or you stop and you get rid of your pop figures.
Yeah, they get thrown in a landfill. There's probably hundreds of them in landfills at this point.
Yeah, they're probably in the ocean. Honestly, we should make coral reefs out of leftover pop figures.
I think they float though. That's the problem.
They could probably weigh them down with something. You never know, right, Poopy? Miss Pooh is sitting in her bed to the left.
Yeah.
Or the right. So is it which hand is this, Bill? Which side is this? My hand, dog.
That's your right hand, but it's on the left of the screen.
Okay, so am I flipped? Like, is the thingy here? Is the word thingy here?
No.
Where is it? Is it over here?
Yes.
Am I on this side of the screen or am I on this side of the screen?
You're on the left side of the screen, yes.
Oh, so it's flipped. Because you're on the right side for me.
Yeah, either way, my screen.
Oh, wait, you're on the left side for me. I don't know. I'm confused. But anyways,
Yeah.
guys, thanks so much for watching the Gaming and Collecting podcast.
Yeah. Anyways, enough of that. No one buys your fake shit. She's so full of shit sometimes.
Stop me!
Yeah. Okay. Will you stop?
No! You interrupted me. I want 20% extra revenue.
What revenue? What revenue?
What do you mean? All right,
Then
just start paying me $20 an hour, please.
yeah, okay. It immediately hits the remove button.
That's so rude.
If anything,
I've never commented on my Buc-ee's scrunchie. Do you
very
like
nice.
my Buc-ee's scrunchie? Because Buc-ee's will take over the world. One day there will be a Buc-ee's on every street corner, and it will be a good world.
That would be so excessive. Like, that would be so excessive.
I want a Buc-ee's in New England. Give me Buc-ee's. We got chains. I want Buc-ee's.
Yeah. But yeah, our next stop was we actually had went over to we went to Newbury. We were talking about pop figures and stuff, and Newbury was probably the most crowded store we went in during this trip.
Yeah, it was very happening. And most of the finds that I got at Barnes and Noble, I could have also gotten at Newbury, but I got them at Barnes and Noble. So there was stuff I would have bought there.
Yeah.
There was one thing I almost bought, but then I was like, I don't want to sit in the line for one more book. Plus, I also spent a hell of a lot of money on the books that I just bought. It was Sandland. I was thinking about getting Sandland, but I can probably get that online or something.
Oh, you can. That's so in print now because of the anime that like it's pretty easy to find. It's a one shot too. So
yeah.
But yeah, I looked around. I'm at that point of manga collecting right now where most of my series I'm caught up on pretty much everything. This is just a light month for me, like for the most part.
Yeah.
So I didn't really see much. I did because of my comic collecting though. I was looking through the comics and I did find a few things. Like I found this copy. I found these two. I'm a big DC guy, so I found this copy of DC Universe Rebirth Deluxe
Nice.
in clearance. Always fun. And
Nice.
then I got Doomsday Clock, a very controversial book in DC lore, but I'm tired of pulling out the single issues that I had, and I wanted just a full easy read.
Yeah.
You're not a very controversial book, but
yeah, because the single issues, how many pages are they usually?
Well, this was a special case. I'd have to do the math, but they're generally they're about maybe a couple minutes worth of content, depending on how fast you read.
Well, I guess how many pages though? Like 10?
No, it's more than 10. It's like 20 15? Something, I think. 20.
Oh, okay.
I'd have to grab one and look.
Grab one right now. We can play the music.
If you want a little context, this full volume here was 12 separate issues put together.
Jesus, that would be like dividing this by 12, basically.
Sorta.
Well, these are basically the same thickness. And this one's so much better because it's JoJo's.
Well, it's a little bit different. Like in the way manga works usually is they'll because mangas are like released via the magazines all the time.
Yeah.
In chapters. So essentially imagine each chapter is like
a
single
issue. I guess
issue.
that does make sense. Okay. I get it.
A manga volume is say a collection of those chapters in the same sense of how like a graphic trade is.
It makes sense now.
Yeah. I grabbed those though, mostly just because they were there. Also, fun fact: they censored Dr. Manhattan on the back of this volume because in the book, I'm not going to show it for obvious reasons, but in the book he's straight up naked, and they actually show everything.
Ew.
No, that's Dr. Manhattan's a very old character. He's from like Watchmen, but that's always been a thing. Yeah, so we went there. I got really lucky in the line too, because I literally the second I walked up, it just happened to be like open, so I just went right in and checked out, and I was out in a minute. I also like the fucking anti-theft like alarm went off like 12 times while we were in there, and I just don't
Yeah,
think the
and people
employees.
just kept leaving.
Yeah, I don't think the employees gave a fuck, to be perfectly honest today.
Well, I think there was at one point there was one girl who was like giving a fuck, and then the other one was just like, just whatever, just let him leave. Like she was just like, I'm so fucking done. Like I felt so bad for them.
They legally can't even like really stop them because it's like
No.
if you if you're an employee and you try to like apprehend a thief and you injure them, they can sue you and most likely win. Like it's like a I know it's fucked up, but it's just one of those things where it's like they don't even if they get caught, all they can do is file a report and just let the police deal with it. Serves you right.
I don't know where it went.
Good.
But oh, I found it. Pooh looked over like, what the fuck? Oh, what's my hair doing?
You're having struggles.
I am. I'm on the bus. I can't get off.
Yeah. After that, though, then we went up to the other figure store, the one in the mall. Which I will say, this figure store is a lot nicer.
Mhm.
This is like a store that's strictly like anime figures. Like they have
Anime
some
figures, cards.
manga, a little bit of manga, not a
They
lot.
don't really sell the manga anymore. I think they're just trying to get rid of what they have at this point.
Yeah, it's mostly niche stuff though. This store is very fascinating to me because like you can tell they get a lot of not to be mean, but they get a lot of more smelly people in there at times.
Oh yeah, they are constantly blasting that air freshener. That air freshener is on 24/7.
Yeah, they are constant. Like this store, you go in and you can smell the.
They also though do have like they do a lot of card tournaments in there, so like they do have people sitting in there for long periods of time.
Yeah, you can also tell they clean that store up frequently because it has that very clean, chemically smell to it whenever you go in there.
Yeah. And like this store always has a lot of really cool figures. Like they have a lot of the really big and intricate ones, which I would buy, but they're like $300 sometimes, which is really
Yeah,
expensive. I don't have the
that
budget for.
that $200 Comey figure that I saw for a while that somebody did eventually buy.
Yeah.
Um,
No,
it's
but
just
they always have new stuff, cool stuff. Like they're always bringing stuff in, and their stuff moves so quick. They definitely have stuff that sits there because there's always series that do. But they always have new stuff. I haven't bought in a while, but it's more just been like I'm at the point in figures where you are in games where I just have so many. It has to be something that I really, really, really love. Like I want a Hoshina figure, but I want an Android one so I can get his face laughing. I just want him
yeah.
laughing. I want him laughing at Kafka. That's all I
Yeah,
want.
you need to get a Hoshina figure and a Kafka figure, and you can just make him point and laugh at Kafka.
Yes, that is my plan. I want that so badly. Also, I want the grandpa from Welcome to Demon School Aruma. I'd like a figure of him in a
Yeah.
Mary.
See, I love going into like we both didn't buy anything here, mostly just because we're kind of like we're not going to buy something for the sake of buying something, and it was just
No,
kind of
yeah.
nothing really caught our eyes. I did find it really amusing though. Like you look through like certain sections, and then like it's like hilarious because like you'll see a lot of like figures, and you'll be like, ah, yes, degeneracy, and then you'll see like the real degeneracy with like some of the figures where it's like who's buying this and like why?
Someone is. So, and
Like,
they aren't even as bad as they make some of them.
well, yeah, this store thankfully doesn't sell the nude ones, like the very sexual ones.
Yeah. The last store used to have one and someone bought it eventually.
Oh yeah, the one
But I
with the
feel
big
like in
the
America
boobity boobities.
I feel like in America it's not as like there's no way they like when I was in Japan, because I did go to some figure stores, so I never bought anything, which like I have so many I want to go back just to buy figures. But I never did then because I wasn't interested in it at the time. But I remember going into some stores and wandering into the section. I was like, "Oh, why is this section corded off? Why do you have to go through like a separate room?" And that's where the porn was. The porny figures where I was like, "Oh my!" Like,
You walked in and saw boobity boobity boobity.
well, because it was the same with like manga stores as well. Like you'd walk in, and you'd be like, "Oh, what's this section?" You'd be
Ah,
like,
the
"Oh,
hentai section.
this is the hentai / dojin section." Though it was funny looking at some of the dojins and just being like, "Oh my god!" And, like some of these ships are just hilarious.
You pull out the dojo and you're like, hey, I know this author. They wrote my favorite series.
No, yeah, that too was the cool part as well. But also, like, I don't know, some of the like one of my favorite ones is like I saw this one that was it was like Sasuke and Naruto, and it was just like it was like looking at the cover. I was like, what the fuck? Like, just like
Well,
the cover alone.
I still always laugh because like one of my
That's
favorites is
canon though. They've kissed, so it's canon.
they've kissed multiple times.
Uh huh.
No, but that speak that aside, like I always laugh because like one of my favorite manga, well, a manga I enjoy is the Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, and that's by an author named Nanashi, who don't look up what Nanashi did before Nagatoro. That's all I can say. You will be. It goes beyond hentai, Alex. He's got some of the most infamous. But yeah, that's or they do. I have no idea what gender the writer is, but yeah. Anyways, moving back to the figure store, we kind of went around there, and then we decided not to waste money on things we didn't really want.
Yeah.
Then we kind of went through the rest of the mall. There's a box lunch in that store, but like box lunch
fell off.
They don't carry anime anymore. It's like
just a Disney store.
Yeah, it's like progressively more and more Disney and baseball for some reason. Like they have all these like baseball jerseys and stuff.
Well, it's Disney themed baseball jerseys, but yeah, I feel like it's the same thing as like some of the other stores, like where they were very much doing their niche in like anime for a bit, and now anime they've done the same thing of like
they should really just change the name to that store because like let's be real,
Disney Lunch or something.
Well, it's funny because
and we didn't even look at Hot Topic either. We also just completely bypassed it. We didn't even talk about it. Like,
well, it's funny with what's funny about Hot Topic is like Hot Topic owns Box Lunch. But Box Lunch,
Bubba
Booey.
Bubba. We were behind Bubba on the highway.
Yeah, there was a truck that had a sticker on the back that literally just said Bubba.
So we were making Bubba jokes.
No, but yeah, it's weird. Box Lunch is like the less edgy Hot Topic, but like it's mostly just Disney. Meanwhile, Hot Topic is like 80% anime shit now.
Yeah.
Like the early 2000s emo and metal stuff is like pushed to the back.
It's just Sailor Moon, My Hero Academia, and Demon Slayer, and that's really about it. There's really no other. There's like maybe 5 or 6 other small pieces of other stuff, but it's majority just My Hero, Demon Slayer, and Sailor Moon. Which, like, if you're not a big fan of
been there lately.
Yeah, but like it's only like they're one of the ones that comes in, but for the most part, they always have those other ones. Which, if you're not a huge fan, you're like, whatever. I don't really want to go to Hot Topic.
And Hot Topics, I swear to God, every Hot Topic is like 1,000 degrees for some reason.
Yeah, they never have the heat right in them.
The AC never works. Basically, the AC
never works, and it's too hot.
Yeah. But yeah, we went through there. I didn't go to the video game store just because it was really like literally we walked around and I was like, let's take a look and just see how crowded it is and maybe I'll decide. And then we walked by and like literally like a horde of people went in and I was like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need games that bad.
And then we just walked through the rest of the mall just to get our steps in. And then we were like, are you good? And I was like, I am good. Let's leave.
Yeah, we had to dodge the solicitors who like try to sell you shit that you don't want.
You see, the thing is though, is like you're the one who falls for it, and I'm the one like you got the stupid shoe polishing kit.
Because I'm too nice and I don't like to say no.
I used to be nice, but now I literally just say, fuck off, leave me alone. I don't care. Because they won't, if you give them an inch, they'll go a mile. And then you'll be stuck there. So you just say, go away. I don't want what you're selling.
I just speak in a random.
Maybe it's just that.
Or I just start speaking in a made up language and just see how far I can go with it. Anyways,
not even do a language, just make noises like that. Just go.
That might be offensive, so I don't do that. Anyways.
Oh, I wasn't trying to be. I was just making up random sounds. To be weird.
You never know. So after that, then we went on like one final journey. We were getting out of the busy area and we were heading back closer to home, and we stopped by. There's like so. I discovered it recently. There's like this like hobby shop like nearby where we live, where
Which
it's
is
like
huge.
it
It's
is.
humongous.
Well, it's in like a big like so the main part of the store is a Dollar General,
Mhm.
and
Well,
like it.
plaza. It's in a plaza. So the
Yeah,
main portion of the plaza is a Jolly General, and then this is on the other side.
yeah, and it's like a big department store kind of size thing.
Yeah.
But it's like this like it's a basically a collectibles. It's the name of the store. It's like collectibles, games, and I won't give the actual name of the store, but it's mostly gaming and comics. That's their
Yeah.
main gimmick. It's a pop
But
culture
more
store.
like tabletop gaming.
Yeah, not video games. Because when I first went there, I was thinking it was like video games. I was a little disappointed, but then I saw like it is a comic central in there. Because they're like a legit comic shop. They get the comics in and everything. They have a ton of like old comics for sale.
Yep.
First time I took Alex though, and we discovered their anime section is actually pretty fucking big.
Yeah, no, they had like quite a few. There was definitely some that I was like, oh, maybe I'll come back for. But nothing I was like, oh, I need to get this right freaking now.
Yeah, and it was interesting because like that store, they have legit so much shit that like a lot of those times they just have bins all around the store that you have to like dig through to find stuff because like
But the difference with this one is that it's open, it's not stinky, and it's very like a bright lit environment that you don't mind as much looking through the bins and stuff.
then the
Because they're at least
employees are
they're making an attempt to be organized. It's just taking a bit.
they also have multiple employees in different sections. Like there's the guy at the front who handles most of the like the main transactions of collectibles and stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's another employee towards the back who is like the gaming guy and he handles that. So they don't have you don't have a lot of like confusion.
Mhm.
And then there's another guy that wanders the store in case you need help, basically, from what I noticed.
Yeah.
And it's it's well set up. It's very open. The employees there are very friendly. And it's very interesting too, because it's such a weird, eclectic amount of stuff. Like there's just like pop culture stuff. Like you can buy like movie posters. There's a shit ton of pop figures.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah,
comics.
that was a lot. It was almost too overwhelming though, the pop figure. I walked through it, I was like, this is a lot. Never mind.
Yeah.
Now
Especially if you're looking for just a specific one.
Yeah.
They had a freaking entire thing full of NASCAR diecast, which was kind of cool.
Yeah. No, they definitely had a good mix of things.
And the employees are very friendly and like when you if you're in like
everyone's gonna see me yawning. I'm so sorry. Sorry if
fine.
you see my double chin yawn. I'm fat. Yeah, I am. I'm obese.
You're not. Anyways,
Yeah.
so while we were there, I kind of we made the route. We browsed through the anime stuff. Nothing really today, but like it was good to at least see what they had.
Yeah.
I did want to look through the comics though, because they have a very large selection of like out of print comic trade paperback collections.
Mhm.
And I've been trying to collect a lot of older ones that are long out of print now, just to add to my collection because I'd like to read them at some point.
Yes.
So I got a ton of stuff. Like they had a bunch of stuff I was looking for. Like I picked up the rest of the New 52 Batman run, like all the Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo stuff, which was really cool. Whole bunch of volumes there. I grabbed that. It's like one of the best runs from the New 52 because the New 52 wasn't particularly good all around. But that being said, I also got these really nice deluxe editions of the Flash Rebirth era, which is cool.
Nice.
And the last one I got was something I saw that I was kind of interested in. This is an older book, but they reprinted it recently. It's the new Teen Titans, the Judas Contract. This is like from the 80s. Like this is a very old book.
Yeah, that hair on Starfire sure looks like the 80s.
Well, she still has that hair nowadays. So
yeah, but just
no, but
how it's
all right. You're talking about the hair. Look at freaking Nightwing's disco costume he had going on at the time.
You're pointing at her boobs.
Yeah, look at fucking Nightwing's disco suit.
That is something. I mean, all of them are like, wow, like those were looks.
I mean, for the most part, most of them are kind of the same as what they have now.
Except He's about to do the hustle. I mean, he doesn't have any power, so like all he can do is hustle his way
You know what
through.
always bothered me though about like the Teen Titans show? Like
What?
the show was classic, but like it had like the I can't point because the thing's reversed. It had the
Uh-huh.
main like four, like Raven, Beast Boy, Cyborg, Starfire, and Robin slash Nightwing. But
Yeah.
like the most prominent Titan is Donna, and they never put Donna in it.
No?
No, she's Wonder Girl.
Ah.
She's basically been like the main Titan in like every team since the thing started, but like
Meh.
they didn't put her in the show, and I was sad.
Huh.
Granted, that poor character has like one of the worst like DC can't decide what her backstory is, and every time they try to make it better, they just fuck up her character even more.
Oh God.
Um, yeah, it's sad. But yeah, so we went there and then we headed off to get cannolis because Alex wanted cannolis.
Yeah, sometimes you crave an cannoli, and I wanted a cannoli. And Bill, that was the first time Bill had gone to this place, and Bill agreed. It's run by a nice little Italian lady, and she's wonderful. And they're delicious cannolis, and they have delicious pizza and other delicious food. It's a great time.
Yeah, it's a little
Go.
shop off the side of
Yeah.
this, basically up the street from this comic place, which was kind of funny.
Yeah, and one
Um,
of our breakfast spots too.
hmm, that shit out of the way. Um, yeah, we went in, got a couple cannolis. I got this ricotta cannoli and this cookie dough one. They were very good.
Nice. Nice. I also got ricotta and a peanut butter.
You got the chocolate ricotta though. I just got the plain one.
If you're gonna go ricotta, you gotta get that chocolate dip.
I'm so tired of chocolate though at this point.
No,
Like,
yeah, I don't blame you.
um, yeah. Other than that though, it was a pretty successful Black Friday. We didn't really deal with any of the nonsense. We got some decent deals here and
No,
there.
it's definitely like I think the craziness of Black Friday has definitely decreased since COVID. Like
Mm.
no one camps outside anymore. There's no fist fights anymore. Even like they're still crowded in those big stores, but like no one's doing the crazy shit they used to do for Black Friday.
At least around here. I
Well,
can't
also
speak for the rest
because
of the.
it's also because in a lot of those big box stores, people came to realize real quickly that they were lying. And most of the items that they were marking down for Black Friday, they were intentionally marking more expensive like weeks prior to make it look like a markdown. And there's like evidence of that. And it just kind of sucks. So I think more people are less likely suckered into the Black Friday. But going to those niche stores, like I mean, when they just say it's 20% off on all this stuff, go for it. You're getting a good deal. So
Yeah, that and like most people shop online nowadays, anyways, because people just don't like to go out.
yeah, but you have to be careful on Amazon too, because sometimes Amazon does the same thing where the price is like. That's why I always say if you're looking at something for Black Friday, put it in your Amazon cart because Amazon will alert you when the price changes. So if the price goes up, it's going to tell you. And then if it drops down for Black Friday, it's going to let you know. So that's pro tip of surviving Black Friday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beans. Baked beans. Bill ate baked beans yesterday. That's all he ate, just some beans.
Oh, I can tell you, I did. I did not. But,
I have a whole can of cranberry sauce in my fridge.
Cranberry sauce in its perfect form, the shape of a dog food can.
Yes, like you're not supposed to like mush it or anything. Like you just kind of eat it as the can.
Eat it raw in that
Honestly,
shape.
consume it from the can. I would
Consume
say
cranberry
don't
sauce.
even like dump it out. Just like take your spoon, take your
No,
knife.
you have to
and
dump it out because you got to dump it out, and it has to keep the shape because it's the
Well,
best
yeah,
part.
we'll keep the shape in the can.
There's just something really funny about like shaking it out. It just kind of flops.
Can. Oh, I also played a lot of Stardew Valley yesterday.
You sure did, because Alex is addicted to that game.
It was fun. I played like a lot of it. And then I discovered that there's another bundle set. Like I unlocked my museum, and then there's another one hidden in the now decrepit Joja Cola area. Not Joja Cola, Joja Fart Mart. And guess what? Two of the fucking items involve fishing. I fucking hate fishing.
No tuna for you.
No, I guess not. I'm just gonna wait and see if I can get some caviar from the traveling cart or maybe the trash cans. Can someone please throw away some caviar, please? I'm begging you.
Lovely. Anyways, but yeah, so
We survived Black Friday.
we did pretty good. And now we're back to it. Now it's officially in the Christmas countdown. So
So now I'm not allowed to buy any manga for the rest of the month.
nope, she's been manga embargoed. Um, so yeah, it's fine. You get more manga later.
Yep.
That being said, though, guys, once again, thank you for joining us on the Gaming Collecting Podcast. The Gaming Collecting Podcast can be found on all the major podcasting platforms, particularly Apple Podcast and Spotify. Also, be sure to check us out on the Superpod Network. That is superpodnetwork.com. It is a really awesome site where you can find all sorts of different podcast videos, blogs, all sorts of fun stuff. Are you gonna let me do my thing, or are you gonna interrupt me?
I'll let you do your thing.
That being said, be also sure to check out the other shows there, like Superpod Saga, Super Ghost Radio, Retro Rehab, Tommy's Video Game Ride Along, A Novel Console, Bar Silence, Fine Time, the Elder Trolls Gaming Podcast, Remember 64, Gaming Together, Friday Night Gamecast, our three shows over on GNC Podcast Studios, Gaming and Collecting, the 3DO Experience, Geek Addicts, and the Retro Wildlands. That's very nice of you. Press B to cancel, and the pre-order bonus. And with that, everybody, once again, thank you for joining us, and we will see you all later.
No, you won't. You won't see me. I'm not going to be here. I'm starting my own podcast called Collecting and Gaming Podcast. Looking back on the games that I fucked at my brother. I'm starting it. It's going to be mine. Who wants to be my co-host? Anyone?
No.
Anyone?
Nobody
As long
does.
as you don't diss Krobus or Kirky, you're welcome.
And on that, guys, once again, later.
No.